Ready, Shrimp? Ready, Shrimp? Ready? When COD Zombies was born back in World at War, all it was a simple bonus feature at the end of the campaign. Nothing more, nothing less. And over time, we have seen Call of Duty Zombies develop into one of the most complex, unique, and interesting game modes in all of gaming. And throughout all of that time, the maps have changed and how we play zombies has changed. Yet there is always still an element of maps that make people want to go back and makes them more replayable to casuals and just the general player population who wants a simple, quick game with friends. I call these maps the survival maps. Other people call them challenge maps, other people call them casual maps. I like to call them survival maps. And in my opinion, I think survival maps are some of the best maps ever created within zombies. They're fun, they're simple, bare-bones survival, and they're always a good time, regardless of if you're playing with friends or playing on solo. So today's video, guys, I want to be going over what, in my opinion, the top 5 Call of Duty Zombies survival maps are. If you guys like this video and you'd like to share your thoughts on this video, go down in the comment section below and let me know what your favorite survival map is throughout Call of Duty Zombies. And also, guys, if you're brand new to the channel, definitely consider dropping a subscription on here if you like Call of Duty Zombies content. We're getting close to getting all that information on that Black Ops 5 COD 2020 reveal coming soon, so if you want to stay tuned for all your Call of Duty Zombies gameplay and stuff like that, definitely consider dropping a subscription. But without any further ado, let's jump into the number 5 spot at the top 5 zombie survival maps. Alright, now coming in the number 5 spot, I have Verrucht, and only the World at War version. Now the reason I think Verrucht is a very, very good and challenging survival map is mostly due to the fact on how fast the zombies move on this map. They're probably the fastest zombies ever put into a Treyarch Zombies map. They move faster than you can run at points, and they are just insanely difficult to manage at times. And because of that, it makes this map very, very, very chaotic. And that is a very good thing because it's a small, tight map, so when it's chaotic, it adds a very good sense of urgency, and it's a very fun map in that sense to play. The fact that there's no pack-a-punch on this map with only the 4 original perks makes getting to the mid-20s without good RNG very, very challenging. It's got an amazing atmosphere, and it's a very creepy atmosphere at the same time, and it is chaotic as all hell. And chaotic maps can be very, very fun and very bad at the same time, but I think that the Verrucht World at War version in particular works really, really well. The fast-moving zombies make it so difficult to manage that when you have the fact that there's no pack-a-punch, only your 4 basic perks, you can't get speed cola, and you only have 1 life because you don't have a working quick revive for solo, it makes it very challenging. And that's why I think Verrucht, while isn't the most insane, survival map, I think it definitely deserves to be the number 5 spot in this video and on my list. Coming in at the number 4 spot, I have Nocturne Totem. Now the reason I think that Nocturne Totem is a better survival map than Verrucht is just because of how many different versions there are of Nocturne Totem, and because of the different amount of versions in each version of the map, you can play it different ways. See, if you want to have a really challenging old OG experience on zombies, you play Nocturne Totem on World at War. If you wanted a quick pick-up game of Nocturne Totem and you're just playing zombies casually, Black Ops 1 usually is where people used to do it because they were playing other maps and they just had them there with the remasters on the Moon DLC. And then, when we had the Chronicle launch of Nocturne Totem, we were introduced to a new way to play Noct entirely. For the first time, we had perks on the map for the first time that actually helped other than Mule Kick. We actually had good weapons we can get out of the box. Gobblegums allowed us to even pack-a-punch. There were so many different elements that provided Nocturne Totem with a different type of flair and a different way that you could play it solo and in co-op that made it fun and brought new life into the map. At least it did for me, in my opinion. Nocturne Totem is a map that, although we have seen it in so many different games remastered in so many different times already, every time I play it, no matter regardless of the game or the original map or a new remake of it, it doesn't matter. I always end up having just as good of a time as the first time I played Zombies all those years ago. So because of that, because of how simple Noct is and how accessible it is, on top of it being different in every version, I think that Noct definitely deserves the number 4 spot as probably one of the best standout maps of all time, just on the fact of how simple it is and how replayable it can be with all the different versions that have been created. Coming in at the number 3 spot, I have a map from Green Run Transit, Bus Depot. Now the reason I think Bus Depot is a better survival map than Nocturne Totem is simply due to the fact there's only one version of Bus Depot, and it is a version of Bus Depot that is very, very hectic and crazy and is a super challenging map. It is Nocturne Totem on crystal meth. If you think that Noct is challenging on World at War, you need to play Bus Depot and go for it, especially if you don't have the Buried DLC installed on your Black Ops 2, because you were not going to be able to get the Mark II, the only wonder weapon that is even possible to get on that that map is from a DLC. So if you don't have that DLC, good luck surviving to past the mid-30s, because your best option is going to be most likely a hammer, an RPD, or along the lines of that. There are no perks on this map. There's lava. There's tons of spawns from the ground that they come up from the zombies. There is decent areas to train, but the fact that there is no perks and no way to pack a punch at all, your guns really start to lose their damage and effect really quickly. Also, the fact that there is really no wonder weapon other than the Mark II, like I said, unless you have the buried DLC and all that issues there. Unless you are one of those people, you are not going to be able to get a wonder weapon on this map. And even then, the Mark II can only carry you for so long, therefore making it a very challenging experience every time you play it. You can get really good at Bus Depot, and even then, you're going to be lucky to make it to 30. I think the highest I've ever gotten on Bus Depot was like 25 or something like that, maybe 30. I don't even remember, because it was one of those maps that was actually so challenging that I didn't even get to play it that much, because I only went to Bus Depot when I wanted to push myself. And because of how challenging it is as a map, I definitely think it deserves to be in the top 5 survival maps, and that's why I have it at the number 3 spot on my list. Coming into the number 2 spot, I have Nuketown Zombies from Black Ops 2. Now, there are 2 main reasons why I think Nuketown Zombies is a great, simple survival map for zombies. It's simply due to the fact that when you spawn into that map, regardless if it's your first time or your 100th time, it's familiar to you because you've already played it in multiplayer, which isn't a bad thing for a simple casual map. You're trying to make it so that the casual side of zombies, which is usually more multiplayer than anything, they want to play zombies, check it out with friends. It's a map they're already familiar with from multiplayer. Great standing point there on development. For game development, I really like that feature. The second element is how random and simple at the same time it is. You don't know what type of game you're going to get when you play Nuketown Zombies, because you don't know what order of perks you're going to get. If you're unfamiliar with Nuketown Zombies, your perk machines and Pack-a-Punch drop from nuclear explosion. And they drop, I think, every 5 to 6 rounds, if I'm not mistaken, and you get random perks from there. Now, usually you get Quick Revive first, which is helpful, but there's no guarantee that you can get Jug until round 15 or round 25. You have no idea when you could get it, and that's what makes it so challenging. I think adding that type of difficulty to a casual, simple map makes it so replayable, because there's so many different outcomes on how your game is going to go. You can get Jug and Quick Revive and Pap early and survive really well and go for a nice high round attempt, or you could be struggling just to make it to 15 because you can't get Double Tap, you can't get Juggernog, and you're stuck using really shit perks. So because of the randomness and because of how simple it is, I think that Nuketown Zombies is one of the best casual maps ever created. It's fun and replayable even in 2020, and I think it's the definition and a standout of what a survival casual map should be. But there is one map that is so superior to it, it is not even funny. Alright, now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. The number 1 spot for the best survival Call of Duty Zombies map is, without a doubt, Town from Green Run Zombies on Black Ops 2. Now, I had Nuketown at number 1 on this list before I made this video, and honestly, playing Town and playing Nuketown and comparing them, I think Town edges out Nuketown just by a hair, just on the fact that although the randomness of the perks is something that I really love about Nuketown, a lot of other people don't, and I can understand why. So because of that, the general consensus, and honestly just on the most best survival and casual experience, Town is never going to change from the first time you play it. If you play Town once, you know how to play Town for the rest of your life. It doesn't change. It's super simple, super fun every time you play it, regardless of it being on co-op or solo, and I think because of that, that's why it edges it out. Because when you look at Town, like, it's the definition of a survival casual map. It is super easy and simple to learn. There's lava on it, which adds a little bit of difficulty, but not near as much as what Transit has, so it's not like it's going to impede on your gameplay. It's a perfect map for any type of player, experienced, noob, casual, whatever. The Tombstone glitch allows you to get on co-op, I should specify, Tombstone on co-op allows you to even get a Perkaholic for the map before Perkaholic was ever a thing, because it allows you to buy all the perks on that map. And it's also really fun and casual, and that's what makes it super good. There's not a lot to talk about because there's no really Easter egg, there's no implements on solo, it's just survive until you die. And that's what makes all of these maps so much fun. But what makes Town so much better than the other ones is how it literally never changes. There's nothing random about this map. The only thing that will change is depending at the start of the game if you're going to get the box where you have to open the door or the box where you don't have to open the door. That's the only change you're going to have, regardless of when you play it. So because of how simple it is, because of of how easy and replayable it is, I think that's why it edges out Nuketown. I think that's why it's a better map than Nuketown. Not because it's superior, but because I think that it just has more elements that are more convenient than Nuketown, so that's why it's a better overall map to go back and play down the road in 2020, and even, you know, past and stuff like that. That's why it's been more favorable than what Nuketown is. So because of all of those reasons, I definitely think that Town is probably, without a doubt, the best copy map to use when you need to make a survival map. It's the definition of what a simple casual map should be, and more maps should have elements of what Town was and have a version of a town for every map. Imagine in Alcatraz, you have the prison area, not the undercover, but just the prison. That is a survival map where you can just survive. On Die Rise, it's just the rooftop with like the first couple floors. That's your only area where you can survive. There's different elements to every map where you can implement that type of what Town was, and I think that that's what they should be doing in Black Ops 5. But without any further ado, I'm going to end this video here, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what your thoughts are on your best survival map and your favorite survival map down in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel and you love Call of Duty Zombies content, definitely consider subscribing for all your Call of Duty Zombies needs, and I will see you guys in the next video very, very soon. Peace out. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.